What up? Do we spend too much money? I'm on the wrong. Do we spend too much money on Airborne, huh? That is the question of the day. Let's go ahead and pull up some Airborne pictures. How's everyone doing? One of the biggest debates in all of military history is if we spend too much money on the airborne soldier. And I hope everyone's doing well if you're tuning in live. How's everyone doing? Yours truly, Mr. Demonetized. This is my second day being demonetized. It's a great feeling. Open image and new tab. One of my favorite pictures here. What's up, everybody? All right, so the question is, do we spend too much money on Airborne? Some people say Airborne is obsolete. Some people say we don't spend enough money. One thing that's really weird about Airborne is that there seems to be this notion or concept throughout the world that if you're an airborne soldier, you're like automatically elite, whether or not you're in special operations or you're just a regular soldier. And I always thought that was pretty cool. But more specifically in the United States, airborne troops get a ton of funding. A lot of funding. Sus. I do like Legos. And you know who doesn't get any funding? Yours truly. So if you'd like to sponsor the channel, because I have no sponsors, you guys could be my sponsor. Pinned comment. You can head over to my Patreon. And we're already posting the content I want to post. And I also say what happened to Carl. I talk about the prison story. So I appreciate you guys. If you want to go over to Patreon and support me, you guys are a blessing in disguise. It really helps out a lot. Your sister's in the Airborne division. That's one thing I always wanted to do. I never got into Airborne. I wanted to go to Italy and be 173rd Airborne. But I was on the 101st Airborne, which is not Airborne. It's Air Assault. 82nd Airborne. Yeah, that is one thing. So if you want to be like in anything special ops and all that, you pretty much need to be Airborne qualified. And a lot of the soldiers who get into Ranger and all like the cool guy stuff, Airborne. I'm in the Airborne. That's what's up, bro. I always found it crazy, though, that you get paid extra, but it's like $150 extra. That I don't think that amount's ever changed. Like, they just kept that $150. She's a medic? That's pretty legit. I don't know if I'll ever get remonetized. I don't think I'll ever get remonetized. That's why... I'm just making content because I love you guys, and no matter what, I'll keep making content. That's why I have a Patreon pinned link. Plus, on Patreon, it's fun because I get to literally post anything I want. Joking, I'm not. I wish. The jokes. I can't talk about it on here, I don't think, but I'll talk about why I was demonetized on the Patreon or on another platform because I can't do it on here. Too political? No, too much Scooter Battalion talk. Somebody wrote a really funny comment about, I say polls. Or, what's the word? My polls are too aggressive. Shout me out. What's up, Drum? Can't buy a Patriot. Hello again, Leo. But somebody had asked if I'd ever go streaming on Twitch. I don't fully understand Twitch, and I don't know how that all works. Like, because I don't really do gaming, and I just do, like, an organic thing. I like the idea of making a video live and then posting it, which is, like, the worst thing ever for a YouTuber, because I stutter a lot and I mumble. So 9 times out of 10, the video is going to be really bad. I will not run for president. My uncle used to buy me paratrooper green army men for Christmas, and it hasn't until I was maybe 18. Then I realized that was literally him. That's actually really cool. I am also. I was really big on playing with the Army Green Men, and I don't know how old you are, but growing up, I played the video game Green Men, or I think it's Green Soldier or Army Green Soldier on PlayStation 1. On Twitch, you got to do a stream for like 4 hours. Oof. I don't got time for that, guys. I got to make TikToks now. No, so pretty much what I'm thinking about doing is making a podcast and behind the scenes stuff for the Patreon people. And then what I want to do is make like hour-long mini documentaries for the second account. And then for this account, I'm just going to do live streams, I think. And I was thinking about doing some like really off-the-wall content, like cooking content or something that could help people. So yeah, they're cute and thick. That way, military personnel, I always thought paratroopers were useless so everybody thought paratroopers were useless. If you look into World War II, literally nobody knew what the point was. They're like, and when you look at it in context, we didn't have cell phones. Everything was radio. And so the idea of dropping people behind enemy lines with no way of getting into contact with anybody, it didn't make any sense. But we still did it. Working as a combat engineer was dope. A lot of bad times, a lot of good times. And next week I'll be doing public speaking on behalf of the Army, talking about being a combat engineer. My man's literally setting up a burner YouTube account. What does that mean, a burner YouTube account? I have a second account. My only fear is on the second account, I never knew what to do with it, but I just like going live. That's one of my favorite things. Is I love the audience. I love going live. I love interacting with you guys. I do not, Aaron. Where are we dropping? We dropping on Bravo. But yeah, to follow up or finish that question, being combat engineer is dope. I would never do it again, though. 3 years was good enough for me. I would go back in like a visitation capacity and go say hi to my friends or just like watch. But I'm from his hometown. I don't know. Why not Alpha? You never go Alpha. You always go to Bravo. Everyone knows go to Bravo. I can't talk on. I'm not going to talk about anything that has to do with the conflict anymore because, hey, that's how that goes. I said my opinion. I might talk about. Honestly, you know what's really funny too is like I don't even really care that much about the conflict. I really don't. My biggest interests are in Africa and South America. That to me, it has always been a really big fascination, how we've never really figured it out and there's just conflict brewing. But as far as what's going on, yeah, I can talk about Sudan. Nothing is going on. We're just waiting to see what happens. My other uncle was a combat engineer. Both were stationed at Bragg. That's legit. Yeah, so on the second channel, I want to do like a long, comprehensive overview. I want to do like hour-long documentaries and just like really go for it. I will probably never get undemonetized on this account. They say maybe in 3 months, and I don't believe it. That's why I heavily rely on my Patreon, which is a link pinned. If you guys can do that, if not, second account. But I don't think so. If you go to Preston Stewart, he kind of talks about what happened, and it's not good, but I understand. It's a very. I feel really. I wouldn't care if I got I actually don't care, but I more care that it was under the basis of me not doing something wrong. That's what I'm a little weirded out by. Argentina, that's right. That is correct. And in equatorial ladder. What's the word? What's the country? I talk about it all the time. Favorite egg recipe? I've been experimenting with poached eggs. But less clothing. -5 million credit score. I think most and reporters never talk about the importance of infantry and amount. Sorry, let me read that again. Infantry, other frontline troops. Well, Aaron, the issue is on YouTube, you saw what happens when you talk about both sides. And I think from a military standpoint and from people who analyze all this, there's a difference between showing respect to your enemy and liking your enemy. And so that's all I'll say on that. And I've always been anti any conflict. I think everything is dumb. Peace and love. Equatorial Guinea. Which, if you guys ever want to spend countless hours on a random country that had no legitimacy up until 5 years ago, go look up Equatorial Guinea. You'll be like, what happened? Yeah, Argentina, Brazil, and a lot of people, I laugh about is people are like, oh my gosh, Brazil is going to the Chinese dollar. Brazil doesn't even have an economy, and then Argentina is also having issues, so. Soldier Guy, it's a business. I understand why they did it. Totally understand. It's fine. I just have to keep making content. And what the irony of all of this is, no, I'm not doing OF. The irony of all of this is that I got demonetized yesterday, but now TikTok is all of a sudden doing monetization, so we'll see what happens. Leo Nerd, yes, but I can't talk about that apparently, so. Showing the... What up, y'all? CSGO, we'll see. There was chav, but, you know, every time there's a quote-unquote ceasefire in that region, that's... No. Old Mare, yeah. That's how it goes. And speaking of stupid, I posted a video. I've always wanted to post this video on YouTube. This is probably the most accurate rifle you can get. And I missed my shot. That's on the Patreon. I told her I was a machine gunner, bro. I'm not good at that. I was good with ACOG. Other than that, I'm trash with rifles. Thank you, Dave. Why do generals, officers call themselves soldiers? I think to be relatable, and I think a lot of them try when they first start. I've only ever had good officers, so I've never had a bad officer. Sean, well, that's actually a question that has been asked. T-SPLY sounds like a brand name. Yeah, my brand started as a clothing brand, actually. I used to make clothing. I'm thinking about, I actually have, on the day I was going to purchase Tactical Scooter Battalion patches, I got demonetized, so I had to sort of figure out what I was going to do. And I can leak you guys the design, but we'll see. I don't want to get you guys hyped up over nothing. I do have hearing trouble in my left ear. I have a hearing aid, actually. Alex, I believe so. Not in the capacity of, like, all out, but in a little waves. You're good, Anthony. Tactical Scooter. We'll see. I try to do everything as free as I can, but like at the end of the day, I just want to put out content that people can like enjoy. That's why I started and I did all the shorts, was just to put out Army information for people who wanted to join the Army. And on Tuesday, I'll be talking to a live crowd about the Army. That's going to be really cool. I've always wanted to do that. From 13 to the end of 16, Soldier Guy. That is correct, IRA. 82nd. Airborne can air assault, but air assault can't airborne. That is correct, Aaron. However, we were always taught to be what's the word? To shoot goofy and non-goofy. I always say that's the number one way you can tell what somebody's doing, based on how, if they can switch their shot position around a corner. If not, We've worked with plenty of infantry guys, and whenever there's brand new privates, you're like, crap. All right, peace out, Mushu. Sean, I think they do that with they try to do that with the dragon skin. I don't know what PLF is. Parachute landing fall. Okay. Can you sell me your channel? You don't want this channel, dude. There's a lot of responsibility with this channel. Dragon skin was A. I had somebody reach out for me who used to work for Dragon Skin and got mad at me for making that video, by the way. I made a video talking about Dragon Skin, and he's like, you don't know how much work we put into that. It was all a scam. So I almost made another video talking about it, but I'm like, That was really weird. Once in a while, the most random people will DM me and get mad at me over a video that is factually true. Yeah, Aaron. Typical. I never got to be in a Bradley. I only did a M113 one time playing Op 4. Only ever did helicopters, Humvee, and walked everywhere. Dave. I mean, yeah. Soldier, you're looking at it. I don't have anything. Yeah, Chavo, I'd love to talk about it. It's going on because, how do I phrase it? It's retaliation. Go look into what's going on in Yemen, and the British and the Americans, they kind of instigated some stuff, and Iran's like, okay, look what we do. Yes, Leo. Some people loved it, Anthony. From what I heard, general contractors like Dragon Skin. Good night, RVS. Dave, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people think this channel and many other Yeah, they definitely do. I think Ryan Macbeth gets watched. I think Preston Stewart gets watched. I think we all do. And I am nowhere near the caliber of them, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. The problem with Dragon Skin is the angel. Yeah. The discs also had a melting issue. I will $5 for the channel. I've heard mixed feelings about the reactive armor. T-SPLY. It's a play on words. It was designed that way to be spelled T-SPLY because T-SPLY stands for the supply. I spent way too much time figuring out how to do that. But it's supposed to be T-SPLY, but the way you say it is T-SPLY. I tricked you. And that's why it's funny when people ask me, well, what's T-SPLY? You just said it. Diesel, possibly. I have no idea. Air Force Security Forces? I don't know enough about that. Cool name, though. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like stuck in 2007 and wanted a gamer tag. I agreed, Aaron. Why did you want to be an engineer? Well, I wanted to be, first off, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Then I wanted to be a combat cameraman. And then I was like, I can put the two together and be a combat engineer. T-SPLY. In Canada, we call them logistics. Bravo like Melody in my Apache helicopter. Let's just put arrow on soldiers to create. They do that in Israel, Maduk. If you look up Israeli Defense Forces Invisibility Cloak, they have that already. I agree, Aaron. Or, what's the other word? If you just hurt yourself sometimes. Some people get it for just getting like their foot hurt because they stepped on it. Chavo, I'm going to do a longer video on that on the second channel, which is called The Supply Dude. This is a very hot button topic, and I will be speaking on it live next week in front of an audience. I'll actually be talking on behalf of the Army and talking about recruitment problems. But I'll give you a little behind the scenes here. The biggest issue is there's no relatability and there's no transparency. That is the number one issue with recruitment from everything I can tell. Right now I have about 8 people in my DMs asking me, how do I join the Army? I want to join the Army. And besides 8 people, I probably have, if I had to estimate or guesstimate, I probably have about 100 people who are thinking about joining the Army because of the videos I made. And I didn't do that on purpose. I just made the content for fun. And the Army doesn't have that. When you're a recruiter, you have no relatability because you're a staff sergeant and nobody trusts recruiters. So I've been very passionate about it. I've always enjoyed the Army. I've always wanted to help the Army, but there's no transparency and there's no relatability. Yeah, and that's another issue. There's no, which is fine. There's no pride in country. Some people say that, and we're in a new era, which is fine. I don't think you need to be a patriot to join the military. If you want free college, free housing, to learn how to be a leader, to learn organizational skills, to learn how to set up a bank account. I learned all that from the Army, so. Yeah, that too, Aaron. Everyone says don't join. But the irony of that is I always ask him, do you get disability benefits? Do you get free college? Do you get housing? Because I wouldn't say I was bitter, but I would say part of me was like, I wish things would change. So it is what it is. All right, peace out, shorts. Yeah. Perks are the only reason to join right now. Yep. Yeah, and that's fair. A lot of people don't trust recruiters, and for good reason. That is true. It is what it is. Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin? Well, actually, believe it or not, you get a lot of free time in the Army, and people are like, no, you don't. You work 12 hours and 14 hours. You get anybody who's ever had a real job does not get 30 days off the first year. You get nearly every weekend off. So you get a lot of time off. I live near Nashville, Tennessee. So I used to go to Nashville every weekend, or I went camping and hiking in Alabama. Yes, they are, Leo. It's actually in your passport that you can. You can join foreign militaries as long as they're not the enemy of the United States. ChatGPT, I think, is a scam. I also think it's a good tool to help be the middleman. If you can't think of something, you just type it in ChatGPT and then break it down from there. Yeah, Buffalo NPC. That's a good American right there. That's about to be me. I'm trying to move out to the country, and I'd love to make outdoor stuff. You guys know I love books. I got this book right here called SAS and Elite Forces Guide, Preparing to Survive. Maybe I can put this to good use. Oh, wait, I'm demonetized. Yeah, Leo, it's hit or miss. If it's questionable, then no. That too, you get a lot of breaks. When it sucks, but after that, when you really think about it, you get way more time off than people. I think working at McDonald's is worse than than the Army. Every time I walk through Walmart, I'm like, I could not do this. I literally could not do this. I give so much respect to those people. Like, move to North Dakota. Yeah, I'd love to go to the Dakotas. True, fathead. Leo, yes and no. That's a hard question to answer because the word battlefield is a little different. All right, thank you, TR. Yeah, I'm good to go. Thankfully, people on Patreon have been really generous and have been supporting me there. and I can post what I just like to have the creative outlet to post whatever I want. Patreon allows me to do that. I do have a second account. I'm still trying to figure out what to post there, and I'm posting on TikTok now. So random. TikTok has been like, hey, come post here. So the irony, everyone's like YouTube and TikTok, but TikTok seems to be the place to be right now. What's up, Blitz? Nico's dope, yeah. All right, Anthony, have fun. Yes, I'll vote for you. Sorry, I'm behind on these comments. I agree with that, Aaron. Right now, joining as enlisted, in my opinion, would be a better option than officer. Because as an officer, you're going to be really fighting like hell to figure out how to look good when there's not a lot going on. What's up, Captain Bacon? But that's on you. You got to figure that out. DC or Marvel? Who has... I don't watch that stuff. I like Spider-Man. And I quote, I like Spider-Man. There you go. That's why I keep telling people, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to be like super honest. I follow this stuff. I'm not in currently, but I follow this stuff every day. And I'm going to be talking to the kids next week, and I'm going to let them know, look, if there's any time to join the military, it's definitely right now. In my opinion, it's like right now. If you're going to join and get the most out of everything, it would be today. The easiest ASVAB. ASVAB is universal, so it counts for everything. Sushan, it's all political stuff, bro. There's no wars going on, dude. Free college, and you can get out when you want to get out. If you want, this is the first time in history where you get to pick where you want to be stationed. You get bonuses. It's easy stuff, bro. You never used to get to pick. You get cell phones in basic training. If you don't qualify for basic training, you get to go to a pre-qualification camp and get paid for it. It's crazy, man. I'm not a hater. I think it's great, but yo, Nex, how accurate have I been on my assessment on everything? Now that I'm demonetized, I'm going to have to go back anyway. Soldier, I like FN. They're pretty good. And I like Sig Sauer. Sig Sart. That's true. That's also true, Blitz. The easiest boot camp? I don't think there is an easiest boot camp either. If you're looking for the easy way out on everything, I don't think you're going to find it. Every boot camp has its challenges. Buffalo, not a lot, because I didn't... I never did merch. I never did sponsors. I did everything for free. So you see all these big numbers. It's not what you think. Yes, I'm fully demonetized. There is no money button on this thing. So if you'd like to support me, Tactical Scooter Battalion over at the Patreon. We got the behind the scenes over there. But yeah, 100%. They're all the captain. It depends. That's also why to join the Air Force. Air Force is cool, but you get stuck at E6. That's the issue with Air Force. Everybody in the Air Force is an E6, so. Well, if you can get a job, that would be great. You need to get your flight time affirming. And a lot of those guys do that by working at like Myrtle Beach and doing helicopter rides, but it's definitely a lot more prestigious to do it through the Army. Living Kings, I can't say it on here, but I will say it on the Patreon. I literally can't say it on here. If you go to Preston Stewart's account, he talks about it. So go over to Preston Stewart's community page. I love you too. I have not heard about the disability reduction for next year, Eddie. What is that? Both. Let me look that up. Disability. Hold on. Disability reduction. Are you talking about the VA? You talking about this right here? Yes. What's up, people? Beginning in January 2024, veterans whose income was $170,000 or higher in 2023 will no longer receive disability compensation. What is your guys' opinions on that, by the way? 125 and 170 would receive adjustments. Household incomes, interesting. So that's combined, wife and. What did he say, Aaron? I can technically go over to his thing right now because I'm already demonetized. All right, peace out. Love you guys. Not the individual. So what if your wife is a doctor? House leader said it ain't happening. It's a weird thing because it's like my father comes from communist Romania, so the distribution of wealth thing, you got to be careful with that. Like if you earned it, you earned it. If you deserve it, you deserve it. But this is a weird thing. I don't know how I feel about it. Some veterans are millionaires and they are 100% disabled. Like combined. I don't like the combined thing. I would want it to be if it's individual, okay, maybe. But combined, you're gonna like you can't hate on a veteran because their wife. Like that's a weird thing. But also, like when you join the military, that's not anyone's fault that you're a millionaire after the fact or make good money. So it's odd. Yeah, I think overall we should just leave him alone. Like, and I'm not just saying that to be politically correct. I do think that it's weird. Part of me is like, it kind of made sense, but it doesn't because you did earn it. If I join, thank you, Blitz. Everybody makes money who works for the military. Yes, Captain Bacon, you do. Millionaire veterans. Well, I say millionaire, but this was actually you're not considered rich here. You're considered higher class. I think 350 and above is considered rich in America. Yeah, if it was two veterans, that would be. It's a tricky situation here. Because technically you're not paying taxes. Yeah, I'm being told it's togetherness. So probably gross. Well, the middle class in America is ridiculously massive, and I'm not Hassan, and I don't want to even get into that. I'm demonetized now. I can do whatever I want. It's crazy though. This whole thing is weird. I'm just gonna start making cooking content. I don't think the Marine Corps will get disbanded because of how much investment we did on them. I agree, Aaron. Just like how I earned being demonetized. Sorry, I swear, give me a week and I won't say that word ever again. It's just like funny. I'm more annoyed because I purposely like not that I curse. I used to have a bad cursing problem. But I purposely used to be, I've like changed my whole vernacular to not curse anymore, to be like on camera and to be myself. And I'm like, I'm going to do the right thing and follow the policies. Whatever OSET is, so 4 months. I think OSET's 4 months. Living Kings, go to somebody named Preston Stewart. And it's on his community post. Loss, I can't comment on that. No comment. I think it's beyond what's going on in the United States. Tinnitus? I have tinnitus. 10%, baby. I agree, Aaron. Jocko did a good video on the Marines being the most capable force. I mean, they have ships, they have helicopters, they have like a legit air force, but they don't technically have medics. I think Canada has been going downhill for a while. I love Canada, though. I got family out there. Wish them the best. We used to go out to Canada all the time. Yeah, sorry, corpsman, not medic. They get mad when I say that. How do you get tinnitus? Your buddy. What's the word? How do I say it? I need to be careful because I'm hoping in August I might get remonetized, but again, I don't even think that'll work. You don't wear hearing protection. We are the most capable at the same time. We're the most underfunded. Yeah, that is interesting. And if one of you just joined my Patreon from the chat, thank you, Felipe. Appreciate you. But yeah. Although they are a business and do please small news outlets post. Yo, literally, Chav. My Patreon is $1 and $3. It's probably the cheapest Patreon on the face of the earth. That is really odd. That is a whole nother thing that I might talk about at another time. If you're a news outlet, you can post pretty much anything you want. Because he isn't a U.S. civilian, so he can't be tried for espionage. The Julian thing, I don't know. I think no matter what, the court system is beyond understandable. Sorry, Frank, I didn't see you. How do I get tinnitus added on my disability? Frank, if you DM me on Instagram, I will get you to the right resources because I like helping people who want to get that disability. But if you can't DM me, if you were a combat job, it should be pretty easy. And you can just tell them that you have ringing in the ear and you have headaches. And obviously you can't lie about it. But I was a combat engineer, so we get it no matter what. Yeah, you got to file a claim. And then if you have to, you might have to get proof or documentation from a former lieutenant or friend that'll, yeah. Yeah. So if you go for a reevaluation, you can actually lose ratings. Okay, you've been out for 10 years. What are you at right now with disability? Oh, okay, Living Kings. You saw that? That's why I said it's a little more sketchy. My situation's more sketchy than it seems, and it's really, I feel like uncomfortable about it. Oh man, David, I hope you're okay, bro. That is not comfortable. That's like the worst. Will do where to get the info to message you. Go to this account on Instagram. Just look that up. I was a combat engineer, but I only worked with infantry. Leo, it depends. Technically, the rules in the military, anything can go against you. If it's perceived is the thing. I know a decent amount about the guard. What would you like to know? And I think we have some guard guys here anyway. If you're at 80%, I gotta be honest with you. If you're at 80% and you don't think you can get to 100, I don't know what your financial situation. I mean, I'm currently demonetized myself. You got to be very careful. Between 70 and 100% is a very dangerous zone to go and play with the VA. You got to make sure you have everything and you know you're going to get it. Because sorry for people who don't know what we're talking about. For veterans who are disabled, you get paid a certain amount of money, and you get paid more and more based off of your disability. 10% disability is like $100, 30% is whatever. From 70% to 90%, the increments are not that big. And if they misdiagnose you or they don't care, you can actually lose money. So I am telling you right now, as somebody who has thought about going back for re-eval, and I'm in your same boat, that is not a risk I'm willing to take unless I can get to 100%. So be very, very careful. And yeah, if you like, look, I'm not here to tell you don't go for it, but there are law firms, they will give you the difference. So like if you get 100%, you got to pay whatever the difference was. Like I forget how much time you got to pay the law firm, but there are lawyers who can get you to 100, but you got to pay them a lot of money over time. Happy birthday, James. I hope that helped. Oh, Buffalo, that's not good. Yeah, you do, Leo. Yeah, and TD, yeah, that's also difficult. Any head trauma is difficult. You got to prove it. So I'm just saying, Leo. I have friends who got who got demonetized from the VA. Be very, very careful. Talk to like all of your friends or anybody. And if you really do need support, you can go to my Instagram and DM me and maybe we can get you the right help. Well, Living Kings, I don't wish that upon anybody. I'm not saying you do. And I had talked to some friends about it. Preston's one of my very close friends. He's one of the first people who called me. Preston's coming to my wedding. I talk to him probably every day. And we just discussed like what's going on behind the scenes, and I'm not even deep in it. So if I get taken down, you got to be. I think people are a little like, oh, okay. Ryan Macbeth shaking. No, I'm kidding. I love everybody who puts content out there. We do it for you guys. I know Preston loves to inform you guys. It's his passion, man. He's one of the best people behind the scenes. Genuinely, I talked to him today at 7:30 in the morning. We just talked. He's one of the best guys out there. Yes, Chav. I think they are developing in Ethiopia. The issue is when you develop in underdeveloped countries, it takes a very long time to develop the economy and develop the education for people to create things in that country. Okay, Frank. Again, you got to go to the VA calculator, and you're gonna need like 40% to get to 100. Dyslexia, no. Aviation, well, what's up, Ethan? Hope you're doing well, Ethan. Aviation warrant officer. Did you fly the Kiowa? Yeah, and I don't even know if I consider myself mill news. When I first started doing YouTube, I was literally trolling. I was like, I'm just going to hate on all my friends and I'm just going to like make a joke out of this. And then it got serious really fast. Nobody liked me when I first started YouTube. My first month of YouTube, I was hated. And then out of nowhere, it started doing well and good. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just go for it. It got way too serious. And then I started getting into geopolitical stuff because I love military history. But I never consider myself anywhere near Preston or Ryan Macbeth. I don't even think we're in the same bubble. We just happen to be friends. So Okay, David, I appreciate you, man. That means a lot. Have a good one, bro. Working on my recruiter right now. Wow, Ethan, that means a lot, dude. Ethan, funny enough, I'll be actually talking to the Army. I am talking on behalf of the Army. I'm doing a public speech. I'm doing 2 days of public speaking for kids. And I'm going to be talking about the Army, going to be talking about content creation. It's a dream come true. I'm back in the Army, guys. They screwed me. That's a fair assessment, Aaron. Oh yeah, Living Kings. I know you don't. No, it is what it is. So now I make content on Patreon. I'm gonna do live streams on here. I'm gonna do I love doing community posts. Community posts, I love them. And then my second account. If you guys don't follow the second account, it's called the Supply Dude. But that account has never really had a foundation, so I gotta like figure it out on there. 90% of subs are from your shorts. That is probably accurate. I might just keep doing shorts on here too. I don't know. Yeah, Ethan, we'll see. No FPV. Mountain Dare. What's up, Nate? This is such a weird screen to come on. We're losing money. No, they're looking for pilots really bad right now. In fact, they are thinking about extending pilot contracts without letting them get out. 20 years or a medical retirement? Medical retirement. That's just me, though. I don't think I can do 20 years. I think a lot of people say they're going to do 20, but you just never know. But that's the good thing. Whether you do 20 or 3, you get just as good benefits. I'm going Army. Yeah, I'm not really trying to be biased, but I think the Army is the best route. Go RAF, bro. The Marines. Nothing's wrong with the Marines. I just feel bad for the Marines. You can qualify as long as you can prove you were in combat. Interesting. Yeah, what would you like to know? About the 101st, sorry. LK is a business I own. I'm the CEO. My name is Alex. Yo, what's up, bro? Can I look you up right here, right now? Is that okay if I look you up, Alex? Or are you not, like, on that level? Yes, document everything. Ethan, I think it's Indigo. I don't know. I feel bad for the Marines because I think they have the best quality fighters, but they're the most underfunded. So because of that, they get screwed over. They also don't have a route to go special operations. They only have one route. I go to basic for the second time on the 31st. Got split. All right, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. That is really unfortunate. I'm assuming you still got paid for all of that, and now you know what to do through basic. So if I were you, I would just ghost and coast. Just sit in the corner and don't say anything. Don't volunteer for anything. But I've always wondered what it'd be like to go through basic training again. So that's going to be rather interesting, bro. I give you a lot of credit. Chavo, it doesn't matter what unit you're in. You just work with the unit. You don't get paid extra or less unless you work for 160th SOAR. Well, Fathead, I think the issue is We are just not. I think it's a cultural thing, and I think it's a standardization thing. Like any Army unit ever, wherever they go, they can work together pretty good. But in the Marines, they're so different from one another. I think that's another big issue. All right, that's dope. Well, I wish you luck, bro. Like I said, if I were you, I would just stay in the corner and just chill, man. Now, if you volunteer too much, yeah, it's an issue. I had a buddy, Bradley, who literally my drill sergeant didn't even know who he was for like 2 weeks. He's like, are you even supposed to be here? And Carl. Everyone knew Carl. Carl was sleepwalking. That is true, Aaron. I have awards missing on my DD214. Even we know Carl. Raw. I did a tell-all on Carl on my Patreon. I've been feeling really bad for Carl lately. 11 bravos. I've always wanted to hang out with like Marine combat engineers though. I think that'd be kind of cool. I got like 5 more minutes and then I'm going to hop off and continue some work here. Maybe I'll do like a goofy community post. Nate, that's great, dude. But are you with the unit or the pilots? You're with the pilots. You're in the squadron. Yeah, I'm missing awards. I don't even care. Like the ARCOM I got is not even on there. Did you get my message? No, maybe. Is it on Instagram? Can you still have a life? Yeah, for sure. On active duty, you get a lot. You actually get a lot more time off than people think. But your life, like any job that you have, is going to be tuned to the military. Yes, I got your message. And shout out, are you going to the Formula One race in Miami? I love Formula One. I would want the drill sergeants to remember me. Also, volunteer for every detail. We used to volunteer for details and just like use the soda machine. Ethan, yeah, that is true. They train and deploy a lot more. Thank you, FPV, but I don't know if I'll be making shorts on here. I'm going to be putting most of my content on my second channel. And I'll be going live on here. Oh. I didn't see where to go. I'm sorry. Aaron, that sounds about accurate. Sorry, I'm getting like a bunch of messages. It's YouTube telling me to calm down. Combat engineer, because I just wanted to do fun things with my friends. Oh, dope. Formula One in Miami, it wasn't the greatest last year, but hopefully it's a little bit better. The fake yachts threw me off. Who writes this crap? What crap? I was talking about. Oh, okay, got it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm missing an AAM and I'm missing an ARCOM. So that would be 4 Army Achievement Medals. Is it 4 or 3? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. It literally doesn't matter. It's for the stupidest thing. I was just like, I want to go home. Yes, Living Kings. I think I missed it. I don't see what you said. Are you a Dolphins fan? I enjoyed it, Trapper, because I lived on the flight path when our helicopters went down. It's until May 5th. Yes, going home is the biggest reward. If you have the literature for the awards, it's definitely important. I think it's in a box somewhere, and I don't even know. Blitz, no. I don't think it'll never be over. Well, Eddie, the which is true. That was very that was wild. They put out a statement saying on the 5th it'll be good to go, and then on the 25th for the National Guard they'll be good to go. Shout out Airborne. May the 4th be with you. Hardest thing in the Army, losing friends. Yeah, the Supply Dude is my second channel. But all right, I'm gonna be getting off of this because I gotta start doing some work. Gotta record, and I've been making more TikToks, which is kind of funny. I started on TikTok, so. When TikTok takes care of you. Yes, this is the last night. Chinooks are loud, man. Again, I lived on the flight path, so we used to have the 5th group guys and like little birds just flying over us. It was so annoying. Air assault. 12 Bravos lead the way. Rippets. All right, thank you guys for the support. Much love. Shout out to the guys going to basic. And this channel is not going away. I'm demonetized, but I love hanging out with you guys, so. Thank you for the Patreon support. If you want to support on Patreon, link pinned. Head over to the T-SPLY and you can see some gun content and some pretty personal stuff. So, yeah. See you guys. Much love.